Using Netmiko. So what is this Netmiko we've talked about anyway? Well, Netmiko is a streamlined secure shell management to network devices by providing a unified interface for interacting with devices from different vendors. Its main purposes include it's used to establish secure shell connections to devices, it executes, retrieves, and formatting of shell commands, and I can send configuration commands with it. So it's really just a simplified way. It's a bunch of functions that we can call and use instead of having to write our own code to manage a secure shell session to a device. The Netmiko is a library, so we'll have to import it into our version of Python so Python can use it. So when we want to access the functions, I must tell Python to import the Netmiko library. There are numerous libraries available in Python. If we loaded them all at once, I talked about this earlier, you'd crash your computer. You'd run out of memory. You can't just run every possible Python module at once. It takes up just too much memory. And here's the below code snippet to load the instructions from the connect handler function. So if I want to use the connect handler function, I have to import it, and I'm going to import it from the Netmiko library. So in order to create a secure shell connection with Netmiko, I have to import the connect handler object. Next, I have to create a dictionary with all the values or the attributes of what the parameters I need to create that connection. And then remember, the dictionary values can be any data type to include variables. If I want to send commands using Netmiko, I can call the send command function. We're not going to be sending commands for configuration just because this isn't a configuration class. We're going to retrieve information and then we're going to manipulate that information, and we'll read from files, we'll save that information to files and stuff like that. We can store the command output as a variable for later use. For in this example, version is going to be equal to the netconnect object. We're going to send a command, and the command we send is going to be the string show version. And then if we want to see the output of that command, we can issue the print command and we can print version. So here's an example of a complete program using Netmiko. So we have to import Netmiko, or the connect handler object. Then we have to create a device. Once we've created that device, we can create a connection object, or a connect handler object, and then we can reference that to perform different functions. In this case, we're going to call the find prompt function, and that's going to automate for us. It's going to basically what it's going to do is it's going to hit the carriage return, and then whatever is printed after the carriage return will be the prompt of the device. We can print the prompt and we can print the version. So we looked at that already once. Let's take a look at this in Python. So here's the execution of it, and I'll show you kind of what a prompt is. So I'm going to open up, this is my personal lab on my machine. There's an identical one on campus that you can use with the IP address that's given. But whenever you log into a device, it doesn't matter what the device is. Every time, let me log in. Every time you log into a device, anytime you type a command, you get a prompt. On your Windows machine, here's the example of a prompt on a Windows machine. We can look at a prompt on, this is a MikroTik router. And see when I log in, the prompt is different. It's kind of vendor specific, but each time you hit the carriage return, you get a different prompt, and that's what that function performs.